Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Sinner Man. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and all are justified freely by His grace through the redemption that came by Jesus Christ. Romans chapter 3, verse 23 and 24. I will never forget the day this text took on real meaning to me. I was sitting in a seminary class learning more Greek. My teacher directed us to this text and showed us how some words were written in a way that suggested an event at a particular point in time, while others referred to something that happened at a point in time but would always be true. He showed us that the Greek suggested that the text could read this way: For all have sinned and will continue to sin, and all have fallen short of the glory of God and will continue to fall short of the glory of God, and all are justified freely by His grace. This thought was revolutionary to me. It told me that God chose me in spite of what He knew I was going to do. God knows the evil that lurks in the dark parts of my heart. He knows what I have done in my shady past, and He knows that I will likely dishonor Him with my words and actions in the future. But He also knows my heart. He knows I do not want to dishonor Him, and He knows that there will be times when I actually do the things He intended for me to do. What hit me that day in the seminary class was that God loved, saved, and chose me knowing I have defects that will likely haunt me for the rest of my life. Look at the cast of characters that God chose to represent Him on this earth: Noah the drunk, Samson the philanderer, David the adulterer, Peter the denier, and Paul the murderer. Are you seeing a pattern here? God doesn't look at our defects when He chooses us. He looks at our possibilities. He sees in us kingdom potential. Noah saved life on earth from the flood. Samson slew God's enemies. David ruled as a mighty king. Peter took the gospel to the world, and Paul wrote half of the books in the New Testament. Within you is the possibility of good and evil. God chooses to dwell on and develop your positive attributes. He has chosen you to plug into His kingdom in just the right way. You can be sure that He knows your faults. You can also be sure that He has chosen you anyway. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and all are justified freely by His grace through the redemption that came by Christ Jesus. Romans chapter 3, verse 23 and 24. May God bless you today.